He's known as the father of wood carving in Oregon. Since the 1950s, Leroy Setziol has been putting chisel to wood and bringing out the best in grain and texture each type of wood has to offer. He's entirely self-taught. After giving up on the army and being a minister, Roy just thought wood carving was something he could do for a living.
To be an artist in any field, you have to have the talent. You have to have discipline. You have to have a love of what you're doing. And if you don't have any one of those, you're dead in the water.
Roy says his wife Ruth knew he'd make a living at art after he carved this piece, Sacrifice of Isaac. But his career really seemed to take off when he got a commission for a big panel of myrtlewood. Because it was so large, he looked for an easy way to cut it down.
But there was one section in the middle of the piece where I had to excavate. And being poor at the time, I thought, well, I'm going to cut this geometrically and knock those out and use them. But it didn't work out that way because especially myrtle is not chippable. So I sawed it one more time, and then one more time, and then one more time, and then I chipped it out, and I thought, wow, that looks good.
The pattern of squares, triangles, and diamonds he accidentally created became his signature style. All throughout the Pacific Northwest, whenever you see an intricately carved piece of wood with a predominantly geometric pattern, chances are it's by Leroy Setziol. Religious themes also dominate his work. Roy admits to having a fascination with the crucifixion, and he's been rewarded with many church commissions. How much land do you have?
We have 22 acres.
In the 1960s, Roy and his wife bought this piece of property near Sheridan. Initially, it was to be a tree farm.
Well, being city folk, we were pretty stupid about lots of things, including trees. We thought all you had to do is stick it in the ground, you know. Well, so we lost most of them. We planted about 1,200 black walnuts, where we have 200 left.
In 1978, the couple moved here permanently in a house that Roy built himself with no blueprints, completely out of reject oak railroad ties.
And one day a man came and said they have 5,000 of these ties. Would I like some? So that's how it was, and it was exceedingly cheap, $4 a tie, and the whole building is $1,500. He wrote down for the bureaucrats how much it cost, and he didn't believe me. And I said, okay, come on out and count them. They're $4 a piece. Come on out and count them.
You won't find a single nail in the house either. Roy drilled and pegged the entire building together over 2 summers. Age has slowed Roy down a bit. He's got such arthritic knees that he drives the few yards from his house to the workshop. But his hands remain as strong as ever, and he still works every day. He says it's only when he's carving that he doesn't feel any pain. In his dusty, cluttered workshop, Roy's got several projects going at once. Some have been sitting for years. It doesn't bother him.
One of the joys of being on your own is that I can do anything I want to do, when I want to do it. So if I walk in the door and I feel like doing small things today, I'll do small things today. If I feel like doing big things, I do big things. So when you're on your own, you can do whatever you want to.
And above all, what Roy wants to do is work with wood, methodically sending chips flying as he coaxes an image out of the oak or myrtlewood or teak. Roy never sands anything, just carves the wood to his satisfaction, then oils it. And over the years, he's come to know each type of wood very well.
Oak is a difficult wood in that it's very hard, but it's very carvable and beautiful. It has, I think, I don't know why I would say it has a masculine quality, but it's monochromatic and hard. I suppose that describes men. Walnut is our best indigenous wood. Yes, sometimes it's excruciating, but most of the times it's very carvable. Teak is my very favorite wood. The way I carve teak, it's like going on a vacation.
Why?
Yeah, because teak has everything. It has integrity. It has rich colors, several colors, and you can do anything with teak. Small, big, anything. The wood changed directions. You got to go along with the wood.
It seems Roy can do or create almost anything, but he says he takes his cue from the wood, and for most projects, he doesn't even have a plan.
Sometimes I start with a full-blown idea and carve it to completion. Sometimes I start on something and halfway through it changes, because it changes you. Sometimes you almost finish the piece and you run into a knot or a rot. And that is an unpleasant surprise, but that's the way the tree is.
Maybe that's why Roy is so adaptable. Over the years, he's learned from his material to take things as they come. And whatever seems to happen, he copes.
There it is. Can hardly walk. Yeah. And I've got a heart valve replacement. They told me in 1991 that I had 10 years. And that means this year. December of this year, it's all gone.
We hope not.
Well, I don't know.
You have wood for several projects out here, looks like.
I have wood for the next 3 generations.
Roy looks back on a life well lived, and if he gets his way, his death will be just the same. Don't even imagine he's ready to leave his 22 acres for any retirement home.
Never. Never. No, I'm going to die right at my bench there. Fall over on the bench.
Oregon Artbeat shares the stories of Oregon's amazing artists, and member support completes the picture. Join us as a sustaining member at opb.org/video.